Hi, my name is Sheila Corona. Welcome back to Handbook for the New Paradigm. We are in Volume 3, Becoming. For those of you following along in the book with me, we are on page 361. It is session number 42. Through the process of broadening the perspective of the human experience, it becomes easier to identify with the task of changing the intended future experience by returning the controlling focus to the beings evolving originally on this planet. Each unit of awareness that incarnates or experiences in a body, each one of us are a point of awareness in a body on this planet, identifies with the past genetic history of that body as passed on by all the previous progenitors. This then carries with it the right of sovereign ownership of this planet, not as an individual, but as an individual part of the family of humanity. It takes little review of the past history of royal families to see the pattern of behavior that is present within that segment of the mass conscious memory. The review of history in light of the influence of those governing directly or in manipulating the members of humanity that were chosen to fulfill that role points vividly to greed, deceit, and treachery as standard operating procedure. Indeed, there is little of enduring value to be gained in repeating the experience of humanity in this past chapter of planetary history, other than to create a deep and abiding desire to transcend it into a totally new pattern of evolvement. This is not to indicate that there has not been a great deal of progress and much experienced into wisdom. It is meant to indicate that all that is practically possible to learn has been gleaned, and it is prudent to release the need to continue and to move on to a more rewarding pattern of experience. As the consciousness shifts to allow a more encompassing view of the human experience, a different way of perceiving the content of the mass consciousness allows the observer to more easily perceive and acknowledge the influences at work that are deliberately programming the overall attitudes and opinions that shape it. The observer begins to separate from those influences and to recognize them as being forced on those that would not knowingly choose them by outsiders of another nature with a different pattern and focus. That is so true. This is where coming to see our indoctrination, I feel, is what this is really referring to here. And we've done it to each other. This recognition then leads to a choice as to whether to purposefully continue this pattern or to separate from it in purposeful intention to bring about a change for the whole of the planetary experience. To attempt to separate and maintain an individual focus accomplishes little of value, whereas joining a larger focus of intent to change the planetary experience offers a solution of enough value to incite a commitment. Well, I will tell you that even maybe it's because of my age, but Making that commitment for myself has brought nothing but joy for me. So I'm not quite sure why it has to be that big, but okay. As has been mentioned before, a change of individual expression does little to change the experience of others. That's true. While a planetary change will affect all individual experiences within its scope. Well, but see, this for me is again where thought thinking within itself would then, you know, and the law of allowance takes over. These messages continue to follow a theme of clarifying the current situation with its probable continuity for humanity in a downward spiral of experience into abject slavery and the intended destruction of the soul energy that is the focus that places and holds the spark of life within each body. That spark is experienced as individual self awareness, an individuated point of awareness of the divinity of the all that is. Stripping this aspect of life from the human expression would return it to the animal state and to what is thought to be an ideal slave archetype. That is the simplest explanation of the planned future. The greatest problem is the desire of the controllers to retain a percentage of intelligence that is linked to the self-aware state. Thus, experiments and continual testing go on to determine what techniques of mind control and physical adaptability can bring about this ideal prototype. It is hoped that this planned scenario that awaits those who continue to accept the indoctrination, the vaccinations, the regimentation, and the subordination of their will to powers outside themselves is now vividly envisioned by those who read and accept the possibility that the content of these messages contain truth. Oh, boy, don't I see that, man, myself. It is hoped that the logical sense of bringing about change by a method not anticipated. See, they anticipate everybody jumping up and getting in arms and all that sort of thing. They anticipate that and they actually hope for that, right? It is hoped that the logical sense of bringing about change by a method not anticipated by those that intend to control this planet and its population is clear. It is possible to change the experience by conscious choice and by deliberate intention through aligning that intention with the basic laws of the universe. These bring about deliberate empowerment by allowing the law of attraction to release requested help, to assist rather than to rescue. At the basis of this plan is the essential change in the perception of the situation at hand and the change in consciousness from victim to responsible creator of a new paradigm of experience. And on the world stage, I see this choice playing out very largely. Take responsibility for one's self, one's country, one's health, one's community, or give away the power to others to handle. Releasing all of this into the flow of creative expression is the desire that all happen for the highest and best good of all concerned. It must be understood that this is not to be intended for beleaguered mankind only, but all that are involved in the entire scenario, whether they appear to be of positive or negative intent. Yeah, nothing left out, man. Within that desire to encompass the greatest possible change in experience lies the greatest possible empowerment for transformation in the galactic experience. It is a moment in this segment of galactic history that is unprecedented. It carries with it unparalleled opportunities for an evolvement to those who have the desire and the commitment to become an active participant in this shift in consciousness. It is hoped that many will be able to change their perspective and to encompass the possibilities that are available to contemplate. To knowingly be an active participant in this opportunity is even more phenomenal. Consider this opportunity carefully. Yeah, wow. I'm never disappointed at these messages. This is the first time reading this one, and it's almost like it just is so very clear. Well, thank you for tuning in. I hope that you will move in each moment that presents itself to you in a direction that will bring you the highest joy. Therein lies the path, I feel. And I know that hard choices do present themselves, but there is so many ways to look at a situation, always more than one perspective to be had. And so, be well, my friends, until we meet again.